So there's this mysterious object hurtling through our solar system, and it's behaving in ways that, frankly, defy explanation. But at the exact same time, right here on Earth, some top-secret insiders have just made this incredible offer to Congress. They say they'll reveal everything they know about recovered non-human technology, but only if one specific condition is met.
Okay, let's just let that sink in for a second. The stakes here couldn't be any higher. As the former UK Ministry of Defense official Nick Pope put it, if this is real, it's not just a big story, it is the biggest story in all of human history. It changes everything.
So how do we even begin to unpack something this massive? Well, here's the plan. We're going to start with that strange anomaly out in space. Then we'll see if it connects to a pattern of weird events happening right here on Earth. From there, we'll dive into the stunning offer from these high-level whistleblowers, navigate the political battlefield that's erupted because of it, and finally, we'll look at the standoff for truth that's happening right now.
All right, first up, let's head to space. Our story really kicks off with this object named 3I/Atlas. It's a visitor from outside our solar system, and it has scientists completely, and I mean completely, baffled.
So this is it. Officially, it's called 3I/Atlas, and it's the object right at the center of this whole storm. On the surface, it just looks like another little dot of light in the sky. But as scientists started tracking its journey, they realized its behavior was, well, anything but ordinary.
And this is where it gets really, really weird. The list of red flags for this thing is just staggering. For starters, it's moving backwards, against the flow of our entire solar system. The chances of that happening naturally, about 0.2%. Then, get this, it has a jet pointing toward the sun, which just defies the basic physics of a comet. Its chemical makeup, the nickel-to-iron ratio, looks more like something man-made, like an industrial alloy. It's sped up without any gravitational pull, it changed color from red to green to blue, and, to top it all off, it came from the exact same patch of sky as the famous 1977 WOW signal. That powerful, totally unexplained radio blast from deep space.
As you can imagine, this has created a huge split in the scientific community. On one side, you've got NASA, and their official line is pretty simple. Hey, it's just a comet. But on the other side, you have Harvard physicist Avi Loeb, who's actually done the math, and he calculates the odds of this being a natural comet at 1 in 100 million. I mean, that's not just a small disagreement, that is a scientific chasm.
Which, of course, leads us to the billion-dollar question. What exactly are we looking at here? Is it a 1 in 100 million natural fluke? Or is it something else entirely? To figure that out, we need to see if this anomaly up there is part of a bigger pattern down here.
So while our eyes have been glued to the skies, a series of just as strange events have been unfolding right here on Earth. And it really makes you ask the question, is 3I/Atlas truly an isolated incident?
Just take what happened back on September 23rd near Area 51. Radio monitors picked up this frantic military call, asset go down. Within minutes, the whole valley was sealed off by armed personnel. They bulldozed a brand new road to the remote crash site overnight, spent a few days hauling away debris, and then, on day 4, they buried the entire site under a fresh, thick layer of dirt. It was a textbook operation and a very literal cover-up.
Now let's go from the dry desert to the crushing depths of the ocean. Submariners from the US, British, French, and Australian navies have been quietly reporting these encounters with what they call USOs, Unidentified Submerged Objects, and they're traveling at speeds that are just mind-boggling. How fast? We're talking over 1,480 meters per second. That's faster than the speed of sound, underwater. To put that number into perspective, just look at this. The fastest submarine we've ever built, the old Soviet K-222, topped out at around 23 meters per second. The reported USO speed is over 60 times faster. The technology being described here, it doesn't just outperform ours, it's playing in a completely different league. It's not even the same sport.
So we've got an object we can't explain, a crash we're not supposed to see, and craft we can't possibly catch. So, who has the answers? Well, this is where the story takes its most dramatic turn, because a group of very high-level insiders are stepping out of the shadows.
This is Dr. Eric Davis. He's an astrophysicist who's worked on top-secret government programs studying this stuff, and he just made this absolutely stunning offer on camera. He says he will go under oath and tell Congress everything he knows about crash retrievals and reverse engineering programs if the president frees him from his non-disclosure agreements.
And let's be crystal clear. Dr. Davis isn't just some low-level staffer with a theory. He holds a TSCI clearance, that's top secret sensitive compartmented information. This is one of the highest levels of security clearance you can get in the entire US government. It means he has access to our nation's most heavily guarded secrets.
And he's not alone. This is Dr. James Lakatsky. He actually managed the Pentagon's official UAP investigation program, the one called ATIP. He recently went on record and said point blank that the government has recovered craft with no wings, no engine, and no fuel tank. We're talking about technology that works on principles we don't even understand yet.
So you'd think with credible, high-level insiders ready to testify under oath, the path to disclosure would be pretty clear, right? Well, welcome to Washington, because things are never that simple. This offer has kicked off an absolute political firestorm. And part of the problem is that there isn't just one single theory about what's going on. Some insiders are convinced we're dealing with good old-fashioned extraterrestrials. Others suggest it's something stranger, interdimensional beings, things from another reality that ancient texts might have called angels or demons. And then there's a third, more unsettling theory, a secret breakaway human civilization, a group that secretly developed technology way beyond what we have and now operates in the shadows.
All this uncertainty has led to this growing pressure from all sides of the political aisle. In a recent email, Congresswoman Lauren Boebert said something that a lot of people are feeling. The American people aren't children. We deserve to know what's really going on. This isn't some fringe issue anymore. It's becoming a mainstream political fight.
But there's powerful resistance to disclosure. A while back, an analysis was done by insiders, like scientist Hal Puthoff, and it warned that revealing the truth could trigger a catastrophic collapse of the global economy. I mean, just imagine what would happen to the energy and transportation industries if technology that makes fossil fuels totally obsolete was suddenly introduced. For decades, that fear may have been the biggest reason for all the secrecy.
So on one side, you have these insiders with these incredible stories, and they're ready to testify. And on the other, you have this deep institutional fear and decades of secrecy. And that brings us to where we are right now, a total standoff for the truth.
So let's just break down exactly where we stand. 1. We have unexplained stuff happening in our skies, in space, and in our oceans. 2. We have credible insiders with the highest security clearances willing to explain it all under oath. 3. Every time Congress has tried to create a path for disclosure, they've been blocked by powerful lobbyists and intelligence agencies. Which leaves us with step 4. A direct presidential order now seems to be the only way forward. We have an object in space that defies physics. We have reports of underwater craft that defy logic. And we have top-level government scientists literally offering to tell us everything under oath. The information seems to be there. The witnesses are ready. Which really leaves just one final burning question: who exactly is stopping us from knowing the truth?